Hi, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to the media teleconference for this Friday's World Series of Fighting MMA event. We're live on NBC Sports Network on Friday night from Foxwoods Resort Casino in Mashantucket, Connecticut. Want to send a big thank you to all the members of the press and the fighters for taking the time to join us on the call just a couple days before the event. With us today, we've got World Series of Fighting president, six-time world champion, and two-time Hall of Famer Ray Sefo, as well as fighters from three of our five live televised NBC Sports Network main card bouts. We've got reigning WSOF World Middleweight Champion David Branch, who will be going up in weight to compete in the WSOF Light Heavyweight Tournament on Friday against Hani Marks. Unfortunately, Hani is unable to join us at this time. The winner of the matchup between David and Hani will advance to the championship round of the tournament. And the winner of the championship fight will be crowned the first WSOF light heavyweight champion in history. Also joining us are two lightweight co-main event competitors, Nick Newell and Joe Condon. And finally, we've got two welterweight opponents, Phoenix Jones, also known as Ben Fodor, and Emmanuel Wallo with us. The live NBC Sports Network telecast will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Friday, and have a total of 5 bouts. Doors at the Grand Theater at Foxwoods Resort Casino will open for the event on Friday at 5 p.m., and the first prelim fight will begin at 6 p.m. The prelim card will stream live worldwide on WSOF.com, as well as on various news websites that are going to embed the video player. Tickets to the event are still on sale, starting at $39.99 and can be purchased at WSOF.com and Ticketmaster.com. Before Friday's event, though, we've got weigh-ins tomorrow, Thursday, April 9th, at the Fox Theater at Foxwoods Resort Casino. The first fighter will step on the scale at 5 p.m., and the weigh-ins will stream live worldwide beginning at 5 p.m. on WSOF.com. Before we begin the Q&A session with the fighters and Ray, I just want to turn it over to Ray to make some opening comments. Ray? Hello, Ray? Okay, I don't know. Operator, did we lose Ray Sefo?
No, sir. No, sir. He's still in the call. He's there.
Hello, Ray? Okay. You know what? Let's skip that, and we'll go right to questions for the fighters.
Okay. At this time, if you would like to ask a question, please press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, that is star 1 if you would like to ask a question. Okay. Our first question comes from the line of James Delaney with FunkyMonkeyMMA.com. Your line is live.
Hey, my question's for Nick Newell. Nick, this will be the second longest layoff in your career. How has that time away from the cage helped you, and has it hurt you in any way?
Nick?
It certainly hasn't hurt me. I feel fantastic. It actually, I actually took a step back to improve my technique and improve myself as a fighter. So I basically was working on all the things my coaches thought I needed to work on, things I needed to work on, and just getting better. Sometimes it's good to take a step back and reevaluate yourself so you can come back stronger.
Thank you. Hey, guys.
Your next question comes from the line of Heidi Fang, The Fight Corner. Your line is live.
Hello, my question is also for Nick. I was wondering, you just said you had some specifics you wanted to work on. What were those things that you wanted to improve upon?
A ninja never gives away secrets before battle.
Well, can you tell us then what you may have learned from the Gaethje fight that helped you improve in all aspects, overall, as mentally, physically, in all phases of the game?
Yeah, you know, it sucked. I'm not gonna lie. You know, no one likes losing. I won 11 fights, to start off my pro career, I won my first 11. You know, I was going for my second world title, and this one was more prestigious, definitely. And it was a huge opportunity, and it didn't go my way. I did what I could to win, but it just wasn't in the cards for that day. So I just switched up a few things, and I'm back, and I feel better. My body feels fantastic. I've never felt this good going into a fight, and you know, I'm ready to just put this behind me. Obviously, you're only as good as your last fight, so I'm looking to change that on Friday.
Thank you. And for David Branch, if I could, you're embarking here on the second opportunity to have a title in the World Series of Fighting. What went into the decision to fight for the light heavyweight title, although you already hold the middleweight strap?
David, you there?
What's the question?
I was wondering what went into the decision to go for a second title here in the World Series of Fighting.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a chance to make history. No, the fighter has done it at the same time and held two belts apparently at the same time, and MMA in two different weight classes at the same time. It's been done before, but at different times. And I wanted to keep busy and just keep challenging myself, and this is another challenge for me, and I think that for me now, because I'm already world champion, I think that, my legacy starts not with just winning one world title, it's how many.
And do you intend on actively defending both titles, like in the same, I guess, time, well, not obviously in the same fight, but, throughout? Would you consider bouncing back and forth between weight classes to defend your title should you become the light heavyweight champion?
Well, I mean, the biggest mistake that you can do is look past an opponent and right at Ronnie Martin, and I plan on destroying him on Friday.
Thank you for the time.
We have no further questions in queue at this time, and Ray Sefo has re-entered.
Ray, do you want to say some, a few words since we missed you before?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to the media and everybody that is on the calls today. And obviously, I want to thank all our fighters that's going to be fighting in WSOF 20 this coming Friday. It's great to have Nick Newell back. It's exciting to have Phoenix Jones on the card. And, of course, the man himself, David Branch, who is our middleweight champion and looking to make, history. So it's really exciting times for Wizards of Fighting. Our last show was nothing sort of spectacular. And, of course, I want to thank our partners, NBC, IMG, and, and our whole team at Wizards of Fighting. And, of course, the fans as well. Thank you for their constant support from day one. So much appreciated.
I have a question for Phoenix Jones. What can fans expect as far as, you being either renamed or sticking with the name Ben Fodor? There's been a lot of speculation and talk about it. Hello, Ben. Hello.
Hey, can you guys get me now? My phone wasn't coming through.
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, my phone was having some issue. Can you repeat the question one more time? I'm really sorry.
Yeah. What can we expect? There's been a lot of speculation about you going through a name change, going from Ben Fodor to Phoenix Jones, or some people have said that you might lose the Ben Fodor name and go to Phoenix Jones. What can fans expect from you as far as that?
I think if the fans are coming out there and worried about what name that I'm coming out with, that they missed the point of this fight completely. I'm going to come out there and I'm going to show them aggression, violence, and just brutal tactics. I mean, what they need to watch for is they need to watch the fight. Who cares what they call me? Call me Barney. Who cares? I'm coming out to put them to sleep.
Okay. Thank you. Operator?
At this time, I would like to remind everyone who has a question to please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. We do have a question from Heidi Sang with the Fight Corner. Your line is live.
Hello. I wanted to get back here in the queue to see if Ray was still on the line and available for a question. I was wondering with the change in the co-main event where Melvin Guillard is concerned, if you can further explain what happened exactly that forced him off of the card, although I know it has something to do with medical.
Yes, absolutely. Like I've told his management, and from day one, his first fight was as a fighting. He missed weight and came up with some sort of excuse. Listen, I'm the guy that fights for the fighters all the time. But when a fighter's unprofessional and doesn't live up to his obligations to his contract, I want to be the first one to step up and say something. So. He missed weight for his first fight. He missed weight for a world title fight. He put us at risk in terms of, what happened if he won that fight, And then our PR team has reached out to him and his management team through PR. He does completely ignored that. And then he goes off and does his own interview with somebody else and trash talks the company. It's just, I'm not going to tolerate that kind of behavior. And then he was giving a deadline, which was going to be last Friday for his medicals. That didn't happen. And then Ali sent out an email saying that if he doesn't have his medicals by 10 o'clock Monday morning, then he was going to be pulled from the card. And 11, I think 10, 11, 11:30, 12, we still hadn't heard anything from his management team, nor we had heard anything from him. So I sent out an email basically stating all the things that I've just said. And they had left me no choice but to pull him from the card. Funny enough, 5-10 minutes later, we get a phone call from his team, but we don't hear from Melvin. So, it's just one of these things where if you want to be a fighter, if you want to be a professional fighter, then be professional. You're getting paid good money to fight, and we signed you to a good contract. So. It's just unprofessional. I've been in this game a long time. I've competed. I've had 101 fights. And there's not one time I've been unprofessional about any fight, from being when I was even when I was an amateur. So, and again, I'm not going to tolerate anybody that's going to be unprofessional when we are trying everything that we can to try and help you.
With all that being said, do you foresee Melvin having another fight with World Series of Fighting?
Right now that's something we're going to discuss. Like I told the management team, that's something that we're going to discuss next week when this event is over, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Mike Davis with MMA Corner. Your line is live.
Yes, my question's for Ray Sefo. It was kind of touched on a little bit before you came on, but having Branch fight for a second title is could be a win in terms of if he wins, it could be a poster boy for the company, but it also creates an issue. He can only fight as much as he can fight. And how do you intend to fill those cards? Do you have any, prospective signings that are big coming down the pipe to fill up cards? Definitely. This is something that again, like David said, one fight at a time, and he's focusing on this fight against Honey Marks, and so we're going to cross that bridge. But I think David's going to have to decide or make a decision on which title he wants to hold on to, because I think it would definitely create some difficulties, not only for the lineups of the middleweight and the light heavyweight, but also for Dave to bounce back and forth. So I think that's something, and that's a discussion that we would have to sit down and have on a later date. All right, makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your next question comes from the line of Brandon Stubbs with Punch to the Face. Your line is live.
Good afternoon, everybody. This question is for Ben.
Ben, my question is, for a lot of people who might have just gotten familiar with you via the feature on ESPN, how do you want to maybe shake that stigma of you being, quote-unquote, a gimmick fighter when you go out and perform here Friday at World Series of Fighting 20?
The good thing about not being a gimmick is that you don't have to shake it off. Like, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to fight, and even if I was, 50% as good as people thought I would be, they're still going to be shocked because everyone thinks I suck. So I'm just going to get out there and I'm not going to suck. And I think that's going to pretty much get rid of the gimmick thing. And not only that, if you don't think I'm a gimmick, if you think I'm a gimmick and you went out to the fight and you didn't train, you're just stupid. Ray Steph was right when he says we have a job to do. We show up, we're on weight, we make it up, we fight. If you look at my record, it speaks for itself. I finish people, and that's exactly what I'm going to do this weekend. I don't care what people think of me. Enjoy. I'm getting paid, and you're going to sleep.
Now, with that being said, what made you choose World Series of Fighting over other promotions that offers you contracts over the course of the last couple of months? What made this be the right fit for you at this time in your career?
I think the World Series of Fighting is on the rise, and not only that, the contract they gave me was super fair. It didn't have anything to do with my Phoenix Jones life rights or movies or book deals. Ray Sefo and Ali and Mike, they got on the phone and they said, "Look, we watched your fight, and we're signing you because you're a fighter. We would have signed you anyway. We just ESPN just fast tracked the road," and I believed them. Everyone else who called me, they were signing me because they saw the ESPN documentary, and I didn't think that was cool. And they wanted to own shit that they're never going to own.
Cool, man. Appreciate the time.
Anytime, brother.
Once again, at this time, I would like to remind everyone who has a question to please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, that is star 1 if you would like to ask a question. We will pause for just a moment for the Q&A roster.
I have a question while we're paused for Emmanuel. Emmanuel, how is training with guys, out of the Hensel Gracie camp, like Dave Branch, who's on this call, made you, a better fighter? In what ways have you become better than, when you were not training with them?
I've been training with Team Hensel Gracie for about 3 years now, so it's just, working with guys like Dave Branch, seeing, him come through the ranks and become a champion, it's very motivating, and, he's very knowledgeable guy. He's a good guy. I'm somebody I consider a friend, so I'm able to just pick up a lot of things from him, and, we have him. We have a whole bunch of other guys, top-level guys that fight in all major organizations, so, I just try to be a sponge to just soak up what I can and just, add it to my game, take what works for me. I can't be Dave Branch, I can't be Liam McGarry, I can't be Ozzy. I'm going to be myself. So I just take good qualities from them and I just blend into my game.
Okay, thank you.
And at this time, there are no questions in queue.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hey, Emmanuel, on Instagram, you said I wasn't a real fighter. You thought that it was a gimmick. So when I beat you tomorrow or Friday or whenever we fight, if I'm not real, what does that mean if you lose?
Dude, you're a freaking clown, dude. You beating me? Picture that. You spend all your time worrying about what I'm doing. You better hope you training right, man. You better hope you've been training, because I'm gonna hurt you in that case, boy. I promise you this.
Please come with your best, because I need to know.
I don't need to come with my best. I don't need to come with my best. 40% will beat you. You fought nobody. You're nobody, dude. You're nobody.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And who are you?
You're nobody, man. Who you fought? Who you haven't beat? You haven't bet nobody. You haven't fought nobody like me yet.
Man, I don't know if you should call my record. Who you fought?
You pick and choose your fighters. You pick and choose your fights, man.
So did I pick and choose you then?
This is your first fight. Step up in competition. You're going to see. You're not ready for this league.
All right. Well, we'll find out tomorrow, but I'm excited to hear about it. I'm glad to know that you're excited, man. When I beat you,
stop talking to me, man. I'll see you in the cage. Stop talking to me.
All right. If there's no other questions, I just want to thank everyone for taking the time out of the afternoon, and we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see everyone tomorrow at weigh-ins, and then fight on Friday.